Today we're going to be looking at the top 10 wide receivers in the 24/7 Sports transfer portal rankings. We're going to see where they're going. We're going to analyze their situation, their production, what they did back in high school, so we get a good feel on these wide receivers. Before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're looking at the 2025 recruiting class every single day, this offseason player by player. Like today, we're looking at the transfer portal. You need to know what these young players are looking like when they sign with your team, so when they start making plays, you know a little something about them. Click that button, stop missing out. The number one wide receiver in the 24/7 Sports transfer portal rankings is Eric Singleton. He was formerly playing for Georgia Tech. He will now be transferring to Auburn. He was a former 3-star recruit in the 2023 recruiting class, and he was ranked as the 73rd best wide receiver. He received offers from multiple Power 4 programs like Michigan State, Kansas State, Minnesota, and even Auburn. In high school track, he ran a 10.69 100-meter time, so he's got speed to burn. Over at Georgia Tech, he produced back-to-back 7 100-yard seasons, 9 touchdowns, and on top of that, this year he had a 35.67% market share of the team's passing production, which is top tier when compared to the top wide receivers in college football. He had 11 games with over 80 receiving yards and multiple 100-yard performances. He's transferring to Auburn. He signed in December, and they're revamping their passing attack. They're bringing in multiple high-profile wide receivers through recruiting in the transfer portal. On top of that, they got Jackson Arnold to sign from Oklahoma. They brought in another quarterback, and they signed Duce in the 2025 recruiting class. That being said, if we can convert what we did at Georgia Tech to Auburn, we might be able to shine. And if everything comes together, we have the speed, we have the upside, we have the proven productivity from the ACC level, Eric Singleton could be a big-time addition for the Auburn Tigers. The number 2 wide receiver in the 24/7 Sports transfer portal rankings is Zachariah Branch. He's transferring from USC to Georgia, and he's a top recruit. Especially back in 2023, he was a 5-star prospect and ranked as the number 1 wide receiver in the class. He got 26 offers, all from top programs too. The market was hot for him. In high school, he ran a 10.33 100-meter time. Definitely got speed to burn. Go watch the tape at USC. You'll see the explosiveness at USC. 823 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 13.25% market share of the team's passing production over the last 2 seasons. He's looking to bounce up and get more opportunities. He's going to Georgia, where they're looking for more talent in the passing game. On top of that, he's got the talent to play anywhere in the country. He adds elite deep threat, speed, and burst to this offense. There will be an opportunity for him to make a significant impact to the system if he can adapt quickly. Zachariah Branch is a major talent in the transfer portal. Going to Georgia is just going to really make that offense better, especially if we can develop in the system. The number 3 wide receiver in 24/7 Sports transfer portal rankings is Duce Robinson, transferring from USC to Florida State. Back in 2023, he was a 5-star tight end, received a ton of offers, 28 of them, all from big-time programs. He's a dual sport athlete, and he received multiple big-time offers for baseball as well. At USC, it didn't go too hot. 39 catches in the last 2 years, 747 yards and 7 touchdowns, just a 10.43% market share of the team's passing production. Just not enough work for a 5-star with this potential to really prove himself, especially if you want to play at the next level. So we're transferring to Florida State. There's opportunities for him to climb the depth chart, to grow. They need a player like this. We're watching the quarterback position at Florida State. It's been a wreck lately, but still, you need to go to a spot where you can compete. This is a bigger wide receiver, a big playmaker that can snatch the ball in the air. This is a good get for the Florida State Seminoles. At number 4 off the 24/7 Sports transfer portal rankings at wide receivers, we're looking at Dane Key. He's transferring from Kentucky to Nebraska. And back in 2022, he was a 4-star recruit ranked as the 41st best wide receiver in the class. He received 21 offers, though, and some of them from some big-time schools. He's got good ball skills. He can track the ball downfield. He's very electric. Also on this comeback routes, he snatches it and creates that separation. During his tenure at Kentucky, he racked up 126 receptions and over 1,800 yards. Last year, 715 yards receiving, and we're looking to bounce off that. Going to Nebraska, we also owned a 32.24% market share of Kentucky's passing production. We're going to Nebraska, and we're going to join Dylan Raiola, former 5-star quarterback, showed some promise as a freshman, and that's going to be a good look for him because we're looking at a team with a depth chart that's very competitive for him to climb. And on top of that, we got a young quarterback that has some upside. So he's looking to make a move, get some opportunity, and get the ball in his hands. The 5th wide receiver in the transfer portal rankings for 24/7 Sports is Nick Anderson. He's transferring from Oklahoma to LSU. And back in 2022, he was a 3-star prospect, ranked as the 61st wide receiver in the class. He received 29 offers, and even some from Oklahoma. Oklahoma, he racked up 798 yards and 10 touchdowns in 2023, but he was injured in 2024 with a quad injury, so he really did not get the opportunity to showcase what he can do on the field. However, 10 touchdowns in 2023 shows that he can make a major impact in college football. We're transferring to LSU. This is a stiff wide receiver room with a lot of talent. If he can climb the depth chart there, then there's a good possibility that he might be playing on Sundays. We got some good quarterback play at LSU that keep bringing in talent, and this team's always going to bring in talent. This passing game's always going to be loaded at wide receiver. The quarterback position's looking good here. Nick Anderson, if you're going to climb the depth chart and you start getting an opportunity to run a good amount of routes, you start getting targets, this could be a good opportunity for you to really supersede where you're at, your 3-star prowess, and really make it for Sundays. And on top of that, you're betting on yourself because this is a stiff wide receiver room with a lot of competition. Number 6 off the board on the 24/7 Sports transfer portal rankings, we're looking at Kevin Concepcion, and he's transferring from NC State to Texas A&M. He was a 3-star recruit back in 2023, ranked as the 97th best wide receiver in the class. However, instantly we broke out at NC State with 71 catches, 839 yards, and 10 touchdowns as a freshman in 2023. 2024, some of the production reduced to 53 catches, 460 yards, 6 touchdowns, but he did have 4 100-yard games during his tenure at NC State. We're transferring to Texas A&M. There's some openings there, and he's also looking to take his game up a notch and step it up at you would call a higher competition in the SEC, even though things have been looking different in the college football playoff. He has potential for the NFL, and that could potentially happen if we can climb the depth chart quickly and start getting opportunity quickly at Texas A&M. They're adding wide receivers. Looking at the 7th wide receiver off the board here for the 24/7 Sports transfer portal rankings, we're looking at Micah Hudson, who's transferring from Texas Tech to Texas A&M. He was a 5-star recruit in the 2024 recruiting class. He was ranked as the 5th best wide receiver in the class. This is a big-time playmaker. He has ball skills for days. He can get downfield, make plays happen even when covered. He's electric in space. This is a guy, if he can develop in the system, could be a big-time threat for Texas A&M. He had 35 offers. Everybody wanted this guy during the recruiting process, and this is a huge get for Texas A&M. At Texas Tech, we were held to just 8 catches during our freshman season, so we had to leave. But now we're with Texas A&M. We're staying in our home state of Texas. He has that 5-star potential. You see it on his high school highlights. Micah Hudson's a huge get. If he develops, Texas A&M got themselves a steal in the transfer portal. The 8th best wide receiver for 24/7 Sports in the transfer portal rankings is Barion Brown. He's transferring from Kentucky to LSU. Back in 2022, he was a 4-star wide receiver, ranked as the 9th best wide receiver in the class. In high school, he posted a 10.49 100-meter time. He's got speed to burn. We saw that in Kentucky. He was racking up big play after big play, especially early in his career back in 2022, where he reeled off 50 catches for 628 yards and 4 touchdowns. However, due to instabilities at quarterback, we saw his production reduce. We're transferring to LSU. a very competitive wide receiver depth chart here, but a guy like Barion Brown has proven to be competitive in the SEC, a good veteran at the college level, a guy that could transition quickly. I think he's ranked kind of low here for the rankings because this is a veteran wide receiver that has proven to be productive at Kentucky, has proven to be productive with good quarterback play, and he could be a guy that transitions quickly in spring ball because he is a dynamic playmaker. Number 9 in the transfer portal rankings for 24/7 Sports is Horatio Fields, and he's transferring from Wake Forest to Auburn. Back in 2021, he was a 3-star prospect and ranked as the 248th best wide receiver in the class. He's cashing in on his 2024 performance of 39 catches for 463 yards, and we're going to Auburn. Auburn is adding talent in the passing game. They're adding wide receivers, they're adding quarterbacks, there's going to be competition there, and he's got to climb the depth chart or he's going to be a role player because we got some young talent in there from the 2024 recruiting class. We're adding in guys from the transfer portal, and we're going to continue to add talent, and we're adding talent at the quarterback position through the transfer portal and also through recruiting. So this team is transitioning, especially in the passing game. But if we can climb the depth chart, if we can beat out some of those wide receivers who are gatekeeping the middle part of the depth chart here at Auburn, maybe you can see something from Horatio Fields. The number 10 wide receiver off the board here for the 24/7 Sports transfer portal rankings is Noah Thomas. And he's still in the portal. He's still looking for a new school to go to. He was at Texas A&M. He was a 4-star recruit back in 2022. 40th best wide receiver in the class per 24/7 Sports rankings. He was a multi-sport athlete back in high school at Texas A&M in 2024. He had 574 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 100-yard games. He was productive enough to shine a light on him, almost hit that double-digit mark in touchdowns, but his current status, there are rumors reporting or floating around on the internet that he could be going to Georgia. A lot of recruiting sites are predicting him to land there. We shall see if that actually happens, but he's a 6'6" wide receiver with good range at the catch point, and he could be that big body in Georgia's passing attack. Those are the top 10 wide receivers per the 24/7 Sports transfer portal rankings. I'm sure they're going to change. They're going to add more wide receivers as more players hit the portal here soon. But that being said, let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.